Hey people, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Ranking the Albums. Today we are tackling the awesomely fun Scottish pirate metal band ALESTORM. Now I'm a massive fan of these guys, have been for about 10 years or so, and I thought it would be a nice another little quick short discography for us to tackle this morning while you go about doing what it is you're already doing. So ALESTORM were a pirate metal band from Scotland. They were formed in 2008 and originally, they were going to start with the whole. They were going to tackle the whole power metal scene and try that with But because of the success that they had with their song "Heavy Metal Pirates," they decided to can the power metal thing and stick straight into the pirate genre and stay with that. And 6 albums and 12 years later, you can tell it's still doing very good for them. So yeah, today we're going to rank them from 6 to 1, 6 being the least favorite to 1 being the absolute favorite, the one that everyone must have. We're only doing studios. This band has, I think this band's got 2 live albums, but we're not going to touch them and all that other fun stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Cool, so first up, coming in at number 6 for me is their second album from 2009, Black Sails at Midnight. Now, they're all good albums, don't get me wrong. ALESTORM are one of those bands that don't really put out bad records. They're all fun. The earlier albums are obviously similar in terms of themes, pirates and whatnot. And by the time you get into the later ones, they're getting creative with other stuff. But we'll get to them later. So Black Sails at Midnight came out on the 27th of May 2009. It's the second album, and it was the first song. It was the first album that I think got sort of a worldwide recognition for the song Keelhauled. That's the first song I heard. I saw the music video come out on TV, and I was like, what in the name is this? And from that point on, I was like, yeah, these guys are cool. So yeah, Keelhauled is one of the few pluses for this album to me. The rest of it is sort of unrememberable, I think. It's quite easy to blend it all together. It's a very thrashy, hard sort of album. Like, obviously it's a thrashy pirate album. There's keyboards in it, and there's orchestral bits behind it and whatnot. But like songs like The Quest and Leviathan, they're real fast and they're real heavy. They're great show songs put live in a show. People go absolutely mental when they come on. Famous Old Spice is quite cool because it finally gives us like a more sing-along-y one, you could say. But then they've also got a slower one on this album, To the End of Our Days, which is a real reflective kind of song to just, talk about this is my life and this is how I'll die kind of thing out here on the boat. And that's all in the first half of the album, everything I just listed, and that's all good. But after End of Our Days, it kind of just becomes the same, you could say, to me. There's like a 2-minute instrumental called No Quarter, which is just a fun sort of pirate folk song, no lyrics. It's great fun. They covered Wolves of the Sea, which I won't lie, that's really fun. Probably one of the only cool things on the second side of the album. But yeah, it's just, for me, it's hard and it's heavy. It's not bad, but it's just definitely my least favorite. And that's why it's number 6 for me. Awesome. So coming in now at number 5 is the band's third album, I think. Is it third? Yeah. Back Through Time. Now, this one's kind of cool. Again, we're changing it up a little bit by the time this album comes out. It's June 2011, so they've experimented with hardcore pirate stuff. They're trying to see now what else they can do, and it's obvious that they're branching out to try different things. It starts back through time, the concept, you could say, pirates traveling back through time, way back through time, to go kill Vikings. So that in itself shows that they're kind of, experimenting with whatnot. Shipwrecked is a single off the album, and the videos are already getting more and more hilarious. Check that one out. Peter Dinklage is playing the dwarf, if you didn't click already. There are other cool little fun ones on here. Sunken Norwegian's cool. It's not as fast. It's more of it's a chant song, I think, if I'm thinking of it rightly. Rum is great. Rum's probably my favourite song on this album. It's a lot heavier, it's a lot faster, there's a lot more blast beats on this song, and probably because of that, this album comes with their other single that was on this album, Death Throes of the Terror Squid, which acts as like this 7-minute epic almost black metalish vibe. It's like it's I don't know. It's just it's still piratey, but it's heavy. There's double bass going, and there's some there's some black metal like screeches and howls in it, and it's just really really cool. It sounds nice, and of course, the 7 second song. Yes, I said that 7 second song, Rumble Combo. You know, oh, it's funny. No, it's a fun album. All the songs on here are much better than all these songs are already much better than Black Sails, but like I say, they're not bad albums, but they're just some are just better than others. So yeah, Back Through Time for me comes in at number 5. Cool. So moving up again now, number 4. I do actually own this album for me, and I've got it on 2 formats. I have it on CD and vinyl. And album number 4 for me is the debut, Captain Morgan's Revenge. Now, I'm holding the 10th anniversary of this album on both formats. But still, they're essentially the same, just different productions in there. This album, for a debut, is absolutely incredible. What a way to be like, hey, look, I've got a pirate band. Check this out. Songs on here, like the first song, Over the Seas, just straight into it. Yep, lyrically it's great. Melodically it's great. Thrash heavy-wise, it's full on. The song's got the all-time classic that they play at every show, Captain Morgan's Revenge. The song, it's amazing. There are a few less obviously experimental ones on here, being the debut. Like they're all. There's one song on here that's slower, Nancy the Tavern Wench. It's got that like. It's tavern, you know, it's that slow kind of. You can imagine having a pint, listening to it in the background. It's all good, and then. You know, back to the fast stuff. Terror on the High Seas is fun. Set Sail and Conquer is cool. It's got like this triplet. Really, really cool. It's almost like riding horses, except you're on a boat in the water. Of Treasure is probably one of my more favorite ones on this album because there's no heavy metal in it at all. It's purely all folk orchestral instruments, and it's fun to sing. The melodies on that are great. I love it. It's cool. It's got Wenches and Mead, which is another classic live song for these guys, and then it's got an old 70s cover of someone that escaped my mind right now, Flower of Scotland, which is sort of like the unofficial anthem, national anthem of their land. So, so number 4 for me was the debut, Captain Morgan's Revenge. I had to buy it on both because I got the CD box set, you know. Because why not? And then this came out and it was coloured, and I'm a sucker for colour. I'm still looking for one more colour. I need a yellow vinyl, and then I've got the rainbow. Cool. Again, moving up, number 3 this time. It's another album that I don't own, unfortunately, and this is Sunset on the Golden Age, released on the 1st of August 2014. Now, this album is really, really cool. I really, really do enjoy this album. Whilst listening to all of them again, just to determine which order they were going in, once I got to this album, I remember being really excited. And maybe because it had some, I think, just because it changed up with the instrumentals a bit. Like we've got Elliot now, who's the keyboard player, and just adds a whole nother dimension on it. Song-wise, like Walk the Plank is a fun one to start with. All the little album openers are fun. They're all like, 4-minute kind of pirate. Yay, let's get into it. The single Drink is fun. Lyrically, that's really clever. I really enjoy the lyrics of that. Magnetic North, I can kind of get over. Like, I can skip it. It's probably the one that I would skip on this album. But then you've got the mammoth, the amazing one, the 1741, the Battle of Cartagena. Probably the most epic war epic pirate metal song ever written, ever recorded. It sounds amazing. Love it. Saw that one live. Thank God. I was so happy they played that live. Mead from Hell's fun. Whenever I hear that chorus, I see the boat crashing through water, and it's just awesome. Quest for Ships is a great song. Wooden Leg is a bit funny. It's like this quick 2-minute sort of. Well, it's not. Yeah, I think it's only like 2.5 minutes or so. Just this real stupid pirate song, but it's fun to shout and just get drunk to. That's always fun. The 10-minute epic album closer, the title track, Sunset on the Golden Age, that's really cool too. That's got like this because it's not a fast song, it's just more of it's slower, and it's got a really powerful chorus, and it makes it sound like the way it's sang makes it sound like ALESTORM are singing about the end of their peak or something, but no way, that didn't happen at all. The The special edition of this album came with an acoustic disc, and like, there's no way that the acoustic disc is impacting my choice to put this one at album 3, but it's just quite fun to take these heavy metal songs and just give a little twist on them to make them calm and acoustic. Like Over the Seas is on it, Nancy's on it, Keelhaul's on it, that's really, really cool. But my favourite on this one is probably The Sunken Norwegian. I don't know, I think I like the acoustic version more than the album's one on Back Through Time. And then there's a bonus track on the bonus disc called Questing Upon the Poop Deck. Now, if you listen to that song and just try to put a twist on all the lyrics that you hear in that song, you could probably take a gamble at what he's talking about. But yeah, no, Sunset on the Golden Age is a really, really cool album, and if I'm ever in the vicinity to be able to buy it without having it get shipped across the world, then I'll be definitely picking that one up. Getting close to the top now, album 2. I waited so long for this album. I pre-ordered it in March or whatever, February, something like that. Pre-ordered it in March, released in May, received in September due to worldwide pandemic restrictions, and that was the latest release, Curse of the Crystal Coconut. One of the more epic names I've ever heard. I had to buy this album twice. The only reason I have this version, it's so cool. The only reason I have this version is because I bought the wooden box, and when you buy a wooden box, it comes with a whole bunch of little artifacts, but it doesn't come with the vinyl album, so I had to buy that one as well because I'm just such a diehard. And of course, like I said earlier, this one was coloured. This one's purple, so I had to have that one. But anyway, Curse of the Crystal Coconut is probably the funnest ALESTORM album. Every song on here, minus the first song, despite what I said earlier about all the first songs being fun. It's cool. It's still cool, but it's just not my favourite. So classic tracks on here, they're all classic. Fanny Balls, the single, when that came out, I was like, yeah, that's going to be cool. My favourite song, Chomp Chomp, was about being eaten by alligators. It's got, I think, is he from the death metal like voice that you hear in this song? It's not really death metal, but like I think it's either Fintroll. I think it's the guy from Fintroll. I think I could be wrong. I probably am, but doesn't matter. Tortuga, another single. That one's quite cool as well. Nice ones to sing to. Probably another one of my more favourites on this one, track 5, is Zombies Ate My Pirate Ship. It's got a hurdy-gurdy in it, and it's got a woman singing in it, which is a first for ALESTORM, so that's really cool. Call of the Waves is kind of fun as well. Pretty simple though. Pirate Scorn is a cover, I think, from the the game that this album is named after. Fun fact. Shitboats is a silly 90-second song about them not having any fans and how much they hate them. Pirate Metal Drinking Crew, I think, is the opposite, because it's then saying how awesome the fans are and all that jazz. That's really cool. Wooden Leg Part 2, you could say, is the album's 10-minute epic ballad thing. Not ballad, epic number on this album. It's really cool. It slows down the chorus and it tells a much more in-depth story of having wooden legs. And then there's another little 2-minute poem at the end of this called Henry Martin, which is really, really cool to sing and just listen to the words and just hear the story. This one has a double disc. This is a double disc too. The album is exactly the same, but it's a 16th century version, which is just them, and it's just a rougher recording of the album. That's all. And yeah, I love this album. It's really, really cool. But obviously, it doesn't come close. Well, it does come close, but obviously it doesn't beat number 1 for me, and that is No Grave But the Sea. I'm so happy. I only own the album on this one, on CD, but I do, again, have the wooden box. I love having wooden boxes by this band. They're really cool. Again, this one's a double album, and the album is exactly the same, but instead of it being called No Grave But the Sea, it's called No Grave But the Sea for Dogs. So, if you're going out and you're leaving your dog at home, put this album on, and who knows, he might really like it. So yeah, No Grave But the Sea is my favorite album. Every song on here is pretty damn good. The first song, the title track, just kicks you in the face with a heavy thrashy riff. Mexico is a party song, like ALESTORM do great. To the End of the World is a much more slower, sort of deep and meaningful, heavier one. They finally have a storm called a storm. They finally have a song called ALESTORM, and there's a video for that one too. And Peter Dinklage is in that one as well. They got the classic other single that came from this album, which is called With an Anchor. That's it's acoustic, and it was played at the end of the show, and it's just a nice sort of way to bond, I suppose you could say, in the metal community. But then like all the second half of the album, normally they're Castaway songs, but not for this one, man. This one's good. Peg Leg Potion is awesome. Man the Pumps is cool. And the Rage of the Pentahook is just a really awesome thrashy song. But then again, the 10-minute epic on this one, Treasure Island. I'm surprised it took them 5 albums to write about Treasure Island, but this one, Treasure, is so good. It's got this middle section which is just like, I don't know what you call it. It's just like a driving force section, and it's just full of low, like backing vocals just singing this thing, and it's just, so good. I really love this album. I think I'm going to have to listen to this one again, like when this video is done, because that's just how good it is. Cool, guys. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I sit here and ramble about how much I love pirate music and whatnot. Let me know in the comments if you guys are fans of ALESTORM. Let me know what your favorite albums are. Let me know what your least favorite are. Let me know what your songs are, and if you guys have any suggestions of which bands you'd like me to cover, regardless if their discography is 2 albums or 22, to me it doesn't matter. We'll get through them all. I'm so happy that I've got the time to do this kind of thing now. It's just so fun. I love sitting here talking about heavy metal. But anyway, enough of that. Yes, don't worry. We'll be back soon with another one. And in the meantime, have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon.